welcome to Davy's Little Shed Shop. Today we're going to be doing something I've been wanting to do for quite some time. Mrs Shedshop bought me, I would say about 6 weeks ago, and I haven't undone it yet, this big box, and I've been so looking forward to it, and I need to open it because I've got some projects that I need to do, and it's going to require my new toy that Mrs Shedshop bought me. So the story goes, I wanted one of these for a couple of years, isn't it? Yep. A few years ago, for my birthday, I turned around and I said, oh, can I have one please? And Mrs Shedshop said yes. And we looked around, and unfortunately they were either cheap and a bit poo, or they were extraordinarily expensive for what I wanted, and you'll understand when you see it. So here goes. This is from Rutlands. Now I love Rutlands, I'm a big advocate for Rutlands. This is not sponsored, unfortunately. Come on Rutlands, sponsor me. I love you guys, I do. I have a Rutlands lathe, I have this new Rutlands tool, I have Rutlands chisels, I have Rutlands toys, I have above my head a Rutlands perfectly straight edge, which is actually very, very nice. I've got a few other Rutlandsy bits as well, I just can't remember what they are off the top of my head. But anyway, this is this. And today we're going to unbox it with you so you can see exactly what my new toy is. I'm so looking forward to playing with it. Here it goes. What have we got? It's stupid, I know what we've got, but boy am I looking forward to playing with it. First of all, manual, and we've got some spare brushes. That's always a good thing. And we've probably got the world's most useless dust collection bag. They're never any good. That, a thingammy-doodah. We got some extension arms, I think. I probably really should have read the manual, but hey ho, let's just go for it. And we have a handle. It's probably a handle. Covered in bloody polystyrene. God, it gets everywhere. It's like snow, isn't it? We have a quick releasey clamp. Very cool looking. Ooh. Now, out with this. Thank you, Mrs S. This is very, this is very cool. Okay, bloody polystyrene. God, look at this bad boy. Nice and oily, greasy, Right back in there. But here we have it. My new mitre saw. I really have been. You do not know how excited I am for this. The reason I said I have been waiting for a couple of years for this, I told Mrs Shedshop, don't buy me one until we find the right one. Now I wanted one where it could be pushed up against the wall and left there, so it hasn't got to have so much space like them all, where they run on rails and the rails come right out the back. This is one where it runs along the rails and the rails remain in place. At the time, the only ones which you could get were very expensive, like the Makitas or the DeWalts. But the DeWalt, which runs on the rails disappear inside the actual casing, is very cool, except one, it was stupidly expensive, and two, it didn't do trench cutting. And I thought, what's the point in having it if it doesn't do trench cutting? I want to do trench cutting. So here goes. Let's undo this, and let's undo it the proper way. I do like to reuse cable ties. Look at the size of that. Have you ever seen a cable tie like that before? That's a monster cable tie. Oh, and by the way, it is unbelievably hot in the shed shop. We're cooking at around 35 degrees at the moment.
At least you weren't a tomato.
At least I wasn't a tomato. That's quite true. Mrs Shedshop just opened the greenhouse and her new tomato plants were being cooked at off the scale. So the thermometer in there only goes up to 50 degrees centigrade or Celsius. Over 120 degrees in Fahrenheit, which is ridiculously hot. Now let's have a look at this. It is surprisingly quite light, which I quite like. Probably should read the manual. So give me a mo while I have a look at that. Okay, right, I've just had a little look in this manual, which I must say has been printed wrong. Pretty sure it has. When you read the contents, assembly and adjustment, it says assembly and adjustment is page 12 and 13. Page 12 and 13 is operation and maintenance. Assembly and adjustment is actually page 10 and 11. Whoops. Anyway, we had a quick look through that. So down here, got a built-in Allen key and screwdriver bit. Kind of cool. I hate polystyrene. Wow, this is a long screw. Oh, good Lord, look at the size of it. I hope I just took out the right thing. Hold here, and that goes into there. That's basically it, I do believe. And that. Positive stops, that's nice. This is very, very cool. I mean, you know, we all know what it is. There you go. So that is very cool. You literally just push that down and then, oh, that's a good. Well, I like that. That's very cool. Let's have broken it before we can get started. There. Army bits. Now, which way round do they go?
Now
They go. Which way round they go? What way? That way. This piece to the back. So this one pops on this side.
seat screws out.
Helps if it's. Yep. Actually, I quite like that. They don't always have screws in them, but this is actually very cool. And once it's in there, it's not just going to fall out or fly out or any of that. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Bah. Now, let's go for the other side, shall we? Pop that in. Oh, there you go, it's got to be on. There we go, undid it. Right. Now, get that little flick on there. Needs to. That's very nice. So, let's show you the underside. Underneath, these rails literally meet at this central point here, which is it's actually very cool. Nothing at the back, but that's no biggie. But it meets perfectly with this front piece. It's one whole nice piece of cast. I'm guessing it's steel. Get a magnet. Is it steel? Well, that certainly is. It's aluminium. Steel nut, steel thread. Steel. It's the rod again, idiot. It's aluminium. I suppose that would be why it's essentially fairly light. Excellent. Thank you, my dear. I'm telling you, it's so hot in here. Whew. This bag connects up here, top of the blade area, with a
little clip system.
Stupid expanding ring. You know that ain't gonna collect much. If it works, brilliant. Don't hold your breath though. I don't, they never do. They never do. Well, this is quite cool. So,
but hey, if it means possible less mess.
Yeah, well, absolutely. If it means possible less mess, bonus. So there we go. Okay, so if we undo these, that's as far out as they go. They don't come out any further. Oh, you got that piece of wood. Let's see what the height difference is. Hopefully, it's absolutely perfect.
It's not long enough. Give me a
No, it is.
Just remember your wood might not be straight.
This wood's straight. That's not bad. But they're quite nice. Two little knobs. Tighten them up. Bish bash bosh. If you can see, right here, there is a recess. Glamorous assistant's coming in to show you. So there's that recess in there, and that is where the screw that is on the back here screws into.
Nice and snug.
Nice and snug. Even if it's not, that's loose, but it's not coming out. Actually, looking at this, I think this whole thing, bloody polystyrene. Oh, more of it. I'm going to get Mac on this. Oh, that's a good point. I wonder if, now, I would imagine Mac will connect up to that. I hope so. It does have a little flap down the back of the blade. Hopefully the dust collection's not too bad. They're never great on these. You know that, I know that. That's a cool wee beastie. So that's, yeah, that's a good 2 metre long cable. brilliant. I haven't actually read this to see what this says. How long's my cable? 1800 watts, 210mm, 30mm board, brilliant. So it comes with a 48 tooth blade that weighs 15 kilos. Doesn't tell me how long my cable is, but I'm telling you, it's about 2 meters long. Release knob. That's very nice. That is nice, that's a nice action. So this apparently can cut 305mm deep. I mean, that's a foot. And 70mm thick. That's almost 3 inches. This is a 210mm 8-inch blade. That's gonna have to be given a good try. This is what Mrs Shedshop bought this for this. So the whole thing can be butted up against the wall and it can still cut 30 centimeters of board. Yes! New toys! Okay, right, what's left? It has this. Right, so this is quite cool. So you can lock this off anywhere along this bar. So if you're just having to make certain cuts in certain places, at any point, and that's it, it will not move forwards and backwards. Very cool, I like that. Of course, yes, we do have extendable bits, and they've got holes in so you can screw sacrificial pieces to it, which of course is something that's always a good thing to do. Give you that nice clean cut. It has a fully adjustable whacking great knob for a 45-degree tilt, just the one way. I'm not going to mess around with that yet. But for right now, that is the Rutlands Sliding Mitre Saw 210mm. This is their brand new model. Actually not had this before, and the day we actually got it in the post, that does sound weird, but it actually was delivered by the postman. It was delivered by Royal Mail, yeah. It was delivered by Royal Mail. That's so funny. But yes, the day this was delivered was actually the first day they had it. So I suppose the only thing left to do is to plug it in and give it a go. This is so cool. So all these big, huge company names like, oh, I know that yellow and black company. You know the one. Well, they have this fantastic thing called shadow line technology, and almost everyone else has lasers. If you look at the big expensive Bosches, they have twin lasers, and I love the idea of twin lasers. It shows you where your blade is and which side, essentially where you're chopping out and what you're going to lose as waste. This big yellow and black company, they have XPS shadow line, which is very, very cool, which I think it's a light, and that light shines and it shows you the blade as a shadow. Oh, well, look at this light that's in here. I mean, I'm guessing it's underneath this front piece. Look at that, actually shows up. So it throws a shadow of this blade. Yeah, I know it's a stupid thing to do, but my hand is not near the power, even though yes, power is on, but it's not near the power. So it shows exactly where that blade's going to be, which is very, very cool, because that means if I change a blade and I change the thickness of the blade and it's got a wider kerf, it will show that as well. Oh, I can look forward to that. I have absolutely no idea how to change this blade. I've read through the manual and at the moment that makes no sense. Oh, I love that so much. No. I'm going to give this a cut. I'm going to come around and watch. Oh, there is one other thing that I forgot to check. This apparently has trench cutting facility. How and where? I don't know. Trench cutting, where are you? One of the reasons I bought this, I wanted this. We got this. There, it's right chuffing there. It doesn't actually say it. I just went through the manual again. And one of the reasons I bought this saw is because it has trench cutting facility, apparently according to online specs and the website. Brilliant. Yes, that's what I want. If you don't know what trench cutting facility is, it means that it locks this at a point so you cannot go any further, like a depth stop essentially, and then you can cut out trenches instead of going to full depth. I've just gone through the manual, there was nothing in there saying a damn thing about trench cutting facility or a depth screw. Now, I've been looking and I think I have found it. And it's exactly where I'd expect it to be. Right here. This would be the arm that would stop it from going up and down. So every single part of this machine can be dealt with this Allen key screwdriver combo that they give you. Everything except that, including how the hell to get to it. But hey, let's get cut and see what this does. Yeah, see how noisy it is, see if it's got electronic brake. I don't know if it does. Let's find out. Might as well cut this bit of ash. It's 25mm thick. Light, I like that. Right, the shit out of me, that did. It's not funny. She's so mean, she's just laughing. Whoa, that's noisy. That we're getting used more outside, I think.
But hey.
Flame and ding dong, that's noisy.
That would have been absolutely covered.
It would have been, and I'll tell you what. I mean, considering it's only got that stupid little bag on it, and I still reckon that caught absolutely chuff full, because I mean, you know, I only went through this one little piece. There's only what 1 inch thick piece of ash. Although it went through that, and ash is fairly hard. I'll tell you what, that is fantastic a cut, whether it's square or not. Well, blow me down. I had that way. Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect. Straight out of the box, that's perfect. I mean, I'm talking perfect. Right, so, splinter out of the box. So that is my cut. Yeah. Move it over. And that is absolutely bang on perfect. Look down here, I'll show you. So this is the edge which was up against the fence. All right, that's perfect. Flip it over, that's perfect. There is no gap there, which means that is a perfect 90-degree straight out the damn box. That's incredible. You don't get perfects out of the box. Thank you, Rutlands. You've done a good job. Even the big names, Makita, DeWalt, Milwaukee, even they normally will need adjustment of some kind. That's literally come straight out of the box, and it's bish bash boshed. Blinking perfect. And I trust this because this is my Starrett, and it's probably the squarest square I have. That sounds so stupid when you say something like that. Definitely the squarest square I've got. Hands down, that is cool. Now I need to find a place to put it, of course. So Mrs Shedshop's not going to moan. We do have the new shed, obviously, so the captain here will probably be going in there, and so will Charlene at some point. So that'll free up a bit more room. I'm going to be using this for a few weeks, and then I will come back with a review. Yeah. A use and review video and let you know. So this takes up width wise 18 inch. I mean, that's just under 46 centimeters, and depth, so if it was back up against the wall including the handle, 29.5 inch, which is what, 75 centimeters, 750mm. That's nothing. That's the bare minimum that a normal one will take up, which has rails that comes out the back, because then you've got to add in the extra, where you'd have to include, say, the depth of the rails, which would be like an extra 16 inches to go behind it. As this can literally be back straight up against the wall, and that's it. I really like this quick release handle clamp. I really like this quick release clamp. Doesn't have a lock there, which is quite surprising. Does have a lock and handle, but that doesn't lock. That's unusual. Maybe I'm missing something, but I mean, they normally lock, so you can't pull them down. Keep guards in place and in working order. I mean, that guard doesn't, it does whatever it wants. It actually did capture it. No way, really? Well, blow me down, I am surprised. I think it's probably a 50-50, but I think if Mac was attached, that will probably suck up more.
Yeah.
Obviously, That's what his job is. And I would have this plugged into him as well. Very nice. I like the fact that everything can be adjusted on it. Unbelievably out of the box. Maybe I just got a lucky one, but it is perfectly square. The dust bag doesn't appear to do too much, but it does collect some. I think I need to get in touch with Rutlands, because on every single one that I've ever used, you cannot push it down without pressing the little lock switch. But with this one you can. Also, trench coating facility, I think it has it. If it does, it's very awkward to get to. But hey, I like it. It's 15 kilos. It's very, very nice. At the moment, it's £150 when this video goes out. And yeah, it's their brand new model, and it is quite impressive. For £150, I don't think you could probably get a better mitre saw. For one that takes up less room. I'm going to be using it quite a lot because I've got a lot of work to be doing with it over the next few weeks. My mother-in-law wants some planters. Guess what I'm going to be videoing next then, huh? Well, I hope you've liked this video, and if you have, let me know, leave a comment, and click that like button, subscribe, and click for notifications, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching Mrs Shedshop. We'll see you again soon.